Hello. I wanted to talk today. I went and weighed in at Weight Watchers this weekend, and I haven't done that in almost a month. Um, and I'm up. I was up about 10 pounds from the last time I weighed in, which I was up then too. So it's official. I'm officially up 15 pounds, which I'm owning. I moved, and I don't know if I was pissed about moving because I wasn't. But it was a big change for me. I went from being, working 6 days a week and having a set routine and having friends and family and a gym that I absolutely love to sort of being lost. And I spent some time in that, and I spent some time wallowing in that, feeling lost and being lost and being upset and angry and, you know, almost now that I look at it, like, and being defiant and, all of those things. I don't know if I didn't come out of it sooner because maybe I didn't want to. So I, sort of indulged in those feelings and indulged in what those feelings allowed me to do to myself physically. The eating whatever I wanted and overindulging to no end. I mean, ice cream and beer and pie and cookies and you name it. We made donuts, and those went pretty quickly. And we made cupcakes, and there were birthdays, and there was cake, and all of that stuff. I kind of started to come out of my funk maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. I I really did well. We celebrated my husband's birthday last Saturday, and I actually didn't even have any ice cream. I mean, any cake. We didn't have ice cream. Any cake, and I was okay with that. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, all the kids got to have cake, and I had a bite of one of the kids, and that was fine. Um, and I've started to sort of come out of that funk, and I've talked to you guys about part of that is finding something that I like about where I am now and discovering roller derby. And I'm not saying it's for everyone because it's not. It is not. I don't want to say it's not it's hard because it's not hard because it is hard, but it's something that I kind of have taken to pretty quickly, and I really like it. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Even last night, I went to the team up here is called the Twin City Riot. Whoop, whoop. And I went to their practice last night, and they were incredible. These girls are on a whole level that I can't even imagine. Although I keep saying this to them, and they keep saying, "No, we've been doing this for 2 years and a year, and you'll get there, and you're amazing." And it's not that; it's that I look at them and I'm like, "Whoa," because I kind of feel like a toddler on walking next to these people who look like, I mean, comparatively a marathon runner next to a 3-year-old walking. Um, but at the same time, like even that, I didn't feel weird. I didn't feel self-conscious. The culture is very embracing, and they cheer each other on, and they've cheered me on through some of these practices. I've only done it four times on skates, but I learned how to sticky skate last night, which is all four wheels on the ground and you maneuver. And I learned how to skate backwards on Saturday, and I made it all the way around the track. Stuff like that. Again, there's a whole nother level to go, but I'm having so much fun. I'm sweating for 2 hours. I earned 6 points on Saturday, but I was up moving around a lot more. I actually napped yesterday. So I only earned 5 points yesterday. Same 2 hours of practice. And, so using my active link, I am determining that, I'm earning 5 or 6 points, which is awesome. And it doesn't feel like work, which to me is a big thing because I have discovered that I don't like to work out. I like to be fit. I like to feel good. I don't like to work out. Um, I have Tisha, who's a friend of mine, has a blog called Tighter Assets by TK, who does amazingly wonderful workouts that you can do right in your living room in a very small space. And I love you, Tisha, but I freaking hate to work out. Um, so I force myself to do those. But this I can do for 2 hours, and I'm like, woo, more. And that I'm like, 25 minutes, we're done, right? It's very, very different. And to find that thing that I'm excited about again. And in the past, it's been running, but I don't have a running buddy up here, and I think that made a big difference for me when it came to running. I had Laurie, miss you, Laurie, who I ran my half marathon with, and we ran together all the time, and we were at the same level. Our pace was the same, so we could really do that together, and that felt awesome. And I felt so good running, and when you get your endurance up and you enjoy running, and there's certain stretches that like you just feel like you're flying. And biking, riding Lulu is another one of those things. But it's too cold now to go out and ride Lulu. At 30 something degrees, it's just too cold for me to ride. I know that people do it. I've seen people do it. It's just not for me. And neither is running really. And this is kind of where I lose my running focus too. But to have a sport, and it's a sport to be excited about, and I think that training mentality is going to start to kick in, which is the same thing that happened when I ran my half marathon. But to get back to Weight Watchers, I did go and I weighed in this week, and I'm owning those pounds, and they're going to be gone. I'm working on it. I have tracked everything since Saturday, and I still have weekly points, and the weekend's over. That almost never happens, especially when I'm not caring about what happens. So I think for a long time, for the year that I led, leading was enough to keep me at goal, because I was in front of people all the time. Here, nobody knows me. So, I mean, what's the big deal if I'm 10, 15 pounds up? But, I noticed. Big time did I notice. Pants are very tight right now. Some of them don't even fit me, which bothers me because you guys all know how much I love my wardrobe. And so I guess I've sort of gone from high heels and dresses to skates and sneakers and sweats. So, you know, um, I it's finding that motivation, especially now that I'm just home. So, why do I want to lose weight? And that was the topic for this week. This is the weekly from this week. I went and picked them up, and this will show you how bad I was that I haven't gone. These are all the weeklies that were handed to me that Saturday. They had a bunch of back weeklies. So if you miss a week, you can always ask them, do you have any of the old ones? And I was lucky enough that they did. And I've read through them, and I like some of them, and other ones I'm like, I do the 5-minute thing. I'm an avid menu planner. I am an avid, I'm a planner. I have to know what's going on. That not knowing and the spontaneity thing that's not romantic to me. Don't be spontaneous, because that gives me anxiety and it freaks me out. So that stuff, got 10 minutes, great ways to get moving, and I think that I'm discovering that. And I have to be okay with the idea that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. My treadmill doesn't fit in my living room right now, so we have to do some rearranging, and so I can't just hop on that, and that's one of my favorite things. So to me, it's like do an entire 45-minute video or nothing, and I need to be okay with just doing 10 minutes of something. And the after hours munchies, which is a huge thing for me right now. I don't know why I've fallen back into that slump, but I have. But this week is, why do you want to lose weight? The reasons. And I think I've lost sight of that. Again, leading meetings was enough because I was in front of people. And now I need to figure out new reasons. And my number one reason is I filled it out a little bit, is to feel good. Putting on the 15 pounds, and I think I might have been up a little bit more than 15 because I feel awesome today. And I think that the more active I am, the better I'm going to feel. And I feel awesome today. So to feel good, I felt very bloated and puffy, and the last place I lose my weight is usually the first place most women lose their weight, is their rack. Um, and my rack is ridiculous right now, and I hate it. And I feel like it's in the way, and my arms are in the way, and my belly gets bigger right away. That's my mid area is where I gain the weight back right away. And I can see that, and I can feel that, and I don't like it. So I want to feel good. The next one I have is to feel like I look good, which are two very different things because I can feel good and look in the mirror and be like, oh, oh. Or I want to feel like I look good. I want to put on a pair of jeans or and a shirt or whatever it is, even one of my dresses or whatever, and be like, Psh, I own this. I please, I am fabulous. Like I felt like that. Not all the time. Nobody feels like that all the time. I mean, I'm sure actresses and actors don't feel like that all the time. But just I want to feel like I look good. I want to feel like I can put on a pair of jeans and be like, check out that ass. And then number 3 I have is to feel healthy. And again, that's different than feeling good, and it's different than feeling that I look good. And when I don't eat well, I don't feel healthy. When I pig out and do ice cream and do cookies and crap food, and it really, I feel sluggish, and I'm not digesting well, so other things are sluggish and all of that. So I want to feel healthy. So these are my 3, and this is actually going to go up on my fridge. And as I think of a reason, and it can be something silly as, you know, I don't know, my shoes feel tight, or you know, to walk up and down the stairs doesn't feel like a silly one to me. But it can be anything silly. I mean, to feel like I look good might be silly to someone. To, fit into my Christmas dress or my New Year's dress, that can be one of them. So I think your reasons, because I think we can lose sight of this. We definitely can. I lost sight of why I lost all this weight, and I think they also evolve. Because initially, when I started this journey, I was pre-diabetic. So that was the choice. Do I want to lose weight or do I want to end up on medication? It's a very heavy choice. And then now that I've lost all the weight, that's not a threat at this point. And yes, I don't want to go back. And yes, I don't want to be pre-diabetic or diabetic again. But what are the reasons keeping me at this weight that maybe are more immediate? And the way I felt this past month, I think, is a more immediate one. And I definitely, definitely want to keep sight of what are the reasons I'm doing this? What are the reasons that I'm saying no to that helping or no to, pigging out at night? So things are starting to calm down and become more normal, where as far as pace is concerned, as far as people are in the house and eating dinners, and all of those things are starting to come more cohesive, which is making a huge difference for me. And it's amazing when you're just thrown off your routine how out of sorts you can get. um, so I wanted to share with you my reasons, and feel free to share with me yours, and I will see you guys later.